If you are brand new to Light Elegance and want that full run through of this nail brand, well, then you definitely want to stick around. Hello and welcome to me and my channel. If you are brand new here, my name is Celina Rydén and I'm an international educator for this brand Light Elegance. This is actually the first video of this brand new series called #NewToLE, which is obviously created by Light Elegance, and you will find this hashtag a little bit here and there over social media. Basically what we're gonna do is to start from the beginning and go over the entire brand, the lines, everything you need to know if you are brand new to LE. So without further ado, let's just go right back to the beginning and talk about Light Elegance as a brand, the people behind it, and why I fell in love with this. But first up, a little quick run through about me and my story. So I got started with nails back in 2005. That's when I got licensed, or I got my diploma here in Sweden. We actually don't have licenses, but I got my basic training and then I was working as a nail tech. And back then, Light Elegance wasn't in Sweden. They were actually founded a little over 20 years ago, but here in Sweden, we didn't know about the brand at all at that time. It wasn't until around, I would say 2012-13, when I was visiting actually the Swedish Light Elegance distributor here in Stockholm, and a guy named Jim was there to talk about the brand. That happened to be Jim McConnell, who is one of the co-founders and co-owners of Light Elegance. After that, I started to work with the brand and I loved it so much. So in 2015, I was announced the very first Light Elegance ambassador, and then 1 year later, I was also announced as the international instructor for the brand. In 2015, I was also invited to my very first US trade show together with Light Elegance, and I would say that that's probably when everything just got to the next level with the collaboration with me and Light Elegance. But who are these people, you might think? Because they're actually faces behind this brand, and that's what makes it so special. So let's rewind it 20 years ago, or actually a little bit further. So we have the two main characters of this story, and their names are Leslie McConnell and Jim McConnell. Leslie and Jim met many years ago, I would say around maybe 30 something years ago. And Leslie was working as a nail tech with another brand, obviously. And she met Jim, who is and was a polychemist. So Jim had a little look at the products that Leslie was using, and he noticed that the products were actually quite expensive. And Leslie is kind of like, well, do it better yourself then. And so he did. So he started to stir up some bottles and started to make gel for Leslie to use at her salon. And this is when Light Elegance was born, pretty much. They started out in the garage putting on labels, and this started to spread because it was an amazing product. Eventually, the rumor of this brand got spread over to Sweden, and they found someone who wanted to bring in, and same thing happened here. She started to work with the brand, the rumors spread because it was so good, and eventually she started to distribute this brand throughout Sweden. So Sweden is actually one of the first countries that Light Elegance started to sell to. So other from Leslie and Jim, we have two other main characters here in this story, and that is Lexi, who is their daughter, and then we have Joseph, who is Lexi's husband. So we got 4 people, and I would say that these people are the main characters of like the core of Light Elegance, but then we have a larger family around that as well. And that is the thing that really makes Light Elegance so special, is that it really is a family. It's run by a family, but the family extends to so many other countries as well. and so many other people. The next thing that makes Light Elegance super unique is that they're actually also a manufacturer, which means that they actually create like 40-50 other brands that are already on the market. But then they have Light Elegance, which is their own brand, and that's like their baby. This is where they put all the best ingredients and really put their heart and soul into. So usually how it works is that, okay, anyone can start a brand. What happens is that you will contact a manufacturer. You will usually take a look at a catalog with different viscosities and products, and then you kind of pick and choose, and then you have your line, and that's it. You can only affect the line until a certain level. But with Light Elegance, we actually have one of the best chemists in the world, one of the most popular ones that people want to work with. Jim himself has this brand, and that is Light Elegance. And that is why Light Elegance is such a high quality brand. The McConnell family and their headquarters is actually located in Redmond, Oregon. And I remember the first time I was traveling there, and it's quite fun when you are a tiny little Swede visiting big United States. And the fun thing is that you have to board this tiny little plane to go over like a mountain and then come back down into Redmond. And Redmond is this kind of tiny little town. It's located, you know, within almost like a crater. You have these mountains around it. It's so beautiful. But you have to take that tiny little flight just to kind of get over those hills, or the, not hills, but mountains, and then come back down. And, you know, tiny little Swede going to the US. I remember boarding this plane, sitting down, and then I hear this big man coming up right next to me. It's like, oh, excuse me, let me just sit down here. And it was like, you know, taking his cowboy hat off and putting it on the shelf, sitting down, and, you know, kind of starstruck in a way, because that's kind of like movie stuff for me, tiny little Swede. The fun thing also is that Redmond, amongst a couple of other little towns around it, is very famous for their beer. So they started to, as we were climbing, the stewardess came down the aisle and she started to throw out beer to people. Like, she didn't even ask, like, here's your beer, here's your beer. Okay. People were started drinking the beer, and as soon as she got to the end of the aisle, she was pretty much just turning around and then started to retrieve like the empty bottles, because by then we were actually going down again. So it really is this up and down motion to get into Redmond. Redmond really reminds me a lot of Sweden, actually. You know, the nature is amazing. You have those beautiful trees everywhere and rivers and, you know, little mountains. So I would say I felt at home right away. And of course, the Light Elegance family makes me feel right at home as well. I have said it so many times before, and I will continue to say that Leslie and Jim, they are my American parents, and Lexi and Joseph are my American brothers and sisters. So I do feel like I have my American family over in Redmond, Oregon. And this is also where they produce every single product that comes out from Light Elegance. So they have this huge lab, they have a large building where they produce everything. They have amazing people working there, doing all the chemistry stuff, the packing, everything. It's really cool. It's such a passionate group of people who really live, breathe, and eat and sleep nails all day long, and it's amazing to watch it. So if you have the time and opportunity, make sure to go and visit them, talk to them, ask them if you could get a tour of the facilities. It really sparks your passion even more. Another thing that I think really sets Light Elegance apart from other brands is that they create Light Elegance for you, the nail techs. It's not like they will go and say, you need this, and this is what you're gonna get. No, they will ask you, what do you need? And then they will create something that you need. And that is why Light Elegance have so many viscosities of clear. They have so many viscosities and shades of whites and pinks, because they understand that there are so many nail techs out there who use their own techniques, and then we have so many clients with different preferences and so on, and the combination, you know, it's so much. But that is why Light Elegance have so much to choose from. So I fully understand that it can be quite overwhelming when you start looking at it. It feels like there are 1,000 different viscosities and shades of like one product. But once you get down to it, after I've explained it, I promise you that it won't feel as complicated as when you started to look at it from the start. And since this brand is run by a chemist, it is also, of course, important that, you know, we know what's inside these products. So Light Elegance is very keen to inform you and teach you everything that you need to know about chemistry, why you need to combine certain things and why you should not combine other things. They will not sell you something and just say like, this is the best thing, just use it. They will explain to you why it's the best product out there, or why you need to use a specific lamp for a specific product. It's not a sales pitch. It is all about chemistry, and they want you to succeed. That's the thing. They're not trying to trick you. They want you to succeed. I mean, we all do. We want you to be the best nail tech that you can possibly be. And that is also the reason why one of their slogans are "What's inside matters." If you have been watching my previous videos, you know that I go on and on about this, but it is important to mention that all Light Elegance products are HEMA-free, and this is something that people are talking a lot about now these days. So HEMA-free, 9-free, so we make sure that there are no harmful ingredients in there that would cause allergies or something like that. It's really safe to use for you and your client. It is, of course, cruelty-free, and as an animal lover myself, this is, of course, very important. It is also gluten-free and vegan. Leslie always says that, well, it's actually tested on animals. But the animal we're speaking of is Leslie herself. She's testing every single batch that goes out to the clients or to the nail techs. So she will sit and put it on herself, on her nails. She will approve it, and then it goes out. If it's not up to standards, they start over and they make it better. The LA community is really something special, and they welcome every single one of you. If you have any questions or anything, they are so approachable. Like, you can't compare this to like corporate style of company. This is real people. These people are stirring the gels. They are testing the products. They are working with the marketing. They're out there, and they will answer your questions, and they will be active. And as mentioned, they want to make sure that you succeed. And included in this amazing community, we have fantastic educators. We have lots of ambassadors. We have people all across the globe that are just amazing and so friendly and approachable. So please don't feel scared to reach out to someone from the Light Elegance family and ask questions. And hopefully you will get a lot of your questions answered here in this series as well. If you want to get in contact with more Light Elegance enthusiasts and educators and ambassadors, I highly recommend you to check out the new Light Elegance Facebook group called #NewToLE by Light Elegance. You have an amazing community there, and you will definitely find new nail besties and new nail friends. Another little tip, if you want to get more into like, who are these people? Like, who are the educators, the people around the brand, make sure to check out my older travel vlogs. So the vlogs where I was traveling to Orlando, to Vegas, and Chicago, doing all these trade shows, because it's the best and fastest way to get to know the LE family with the people in it. And they are just so amazing. And you will understand why I am so in love with this brand and the people around it. So now when you have a little bit more background of how I found Light Elegance, who the people of Light Elegance are, where to reach out, where to find them, in our next and upcoming videos, we'll go more into detail, like what products do they have, how do they work, what kind of services can you provide using these products, and so on. And if you can't wait, then of course I have so many videos here on my channel already explaining a lot of the lines. So if you want to, make sure to take a little sneak peek before we move on to the next video of this series. I really hope that you are just as excited about this brand new series as I am. It's going to be so much fun. Make sure to subscribe and like if you have not already, and you have all the links to the Light Elegance socials down in the description box below. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!